Hello everyone, Onlydraven here again, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft Sky Factory 4. Today we're going to be redoing something we've visited in the past, and that is how to fully automate a smeltery system. So what we're going to do today is show you how to automate all of the steps from taking saplings, creating amber, moving it into your smeltery, and then moving it into your simple storage system. Now, this tutorial will build upon multiple other tutorials I've had in the past. I will link all of the pertinent ones down in the description of this tutorial in case you're unfamiliar with any of these steps. Now, if you find this video helpful and you like it, please be sure to click like. But mostly, please remember to hit that subscribe button so that way you can see all my videos and tutorials as they come out. Okay. So what I have here is the basic system as it's going to be built. I'm going to review how it works, and then I'm going to show you how to actually build it in a slightly different way. So first step, of course, is you're going to need your smeltery. I'm familiar again on how to build a smeltery. That tutorial will be linked in the description below. This tutorial is going to be based on lava. It's going to be what our power source, and it's also going to be, of course, what's powering the smeltery. So what I have here is an automated lava system, which is putting lava into the smeltery, as well as creating power to run a geothermal, as well as batteries in other locations. So I'll review how to automate lava as well, and it'll be linked down below. Over here, we have our first steps, which is, of course, the sapling. In this situation, I'm going to be using iron. So the iron sapling, I'm using blue mulch and a hopping bonsai, is dropping all of its components down into one of these chests. Now, the only thing I need in this step is for amber to make resin and acorns. So everything else is going into a trash void because I just don't need it over here. I'm connecting a simple storage request table and network master with a storage link. That's what's moving the items into our simple storage. I then have an export cable running to a second compact chest. I'm using compact chest, but regular chest will work. Now, in this step, it is important that the priority be set higher, which is a lower number, to this next chest, which is then connected wirelessly to this item extraction cable into this item transfer node, which transports our amber into this chest directly into our controller of our smeltery. Now, the last step over here, of course, we have the auto crafter, which is powered by a battery, connected with an energy extraction cable, which is, of course, running off of our geothermal. This energy transfer node is sending the power to this battery down to there, and I have a lever attached to our autocrafter, and that is connected with a processing cable. So what a processing cable does is it takes items out of your simple storage and then moves them into a block and then pulls whatever it makes right back out. So in this situation, 5 iron resin, 4 iron acorns, and it will pull back out an iron amber. This is the key to this step, because in this situation, it's going to keep your system from clogging. If you have any other way of running your items directly into a storage network, the problem you're going to run into is a lot of times the saplings are going to create more acorns than it does resin, or vice versa. And so it's going to clog up with one over the other. This will make sure that only the correct amount to create amber is pulled out of a simple storage network. That way you're only having one group of amber at a time coming through, and you're good to go. Now, this requires a couple steps, and this is something I'm going to cover in a couple of minutes. So then over here, we have a couple redstone clocks, which are what are going to pour anything we melt in our smeltery into some casting cables. Those are going to move into this chest, which again, any items are being moved wirelessly over to this chest, which pulls into my primary simple storage network. So you're going to have more than one simple storage network. That's fine. But in essence, this would be the one that I use the most, where I want all of my materials to come out of. So that way, that simple storage over there can focus just on making that simple amber. All right, so let's see this in play. So we're going to go over here and we're going to flip our switch. And by flipping that switch, the resin and the acorns that have been building up inside of here, as you can see, are just disappearing very quickly. They are running through the simple storage network into our auto crafter. The auto crafter is turning them into resin and then putting them back into this chest because they're a higher priority, and moving them over here into this chest, which is dropping them down into our smeltery. As you can see, it's making quite a few because we had acorns and iron built up. So as these melt and they become liquid iron, here in just a second. Oh, smelting. Yep. So that's going to go ahead and pop right into there. You can see now we have iron. More resin is popping in because it's being made on the back end. Being poured into here, being pulled into this chest, popped into this chest. Right now it's 28. It's going to take a moment because the items are first just going through now. But that will, so you can see now there's 30. So it's creating and putting them into a filing cabinet that I have run. So you can have a whole bunch of filing cabinets for different things, running, of course, off your primary. But you don't have to have a mess of different storage things off of here. Because your AutoCrafter is going to have one recipe, you're really going to dedicate this setup to one specific type of amber. But maybe you want to have a whole bunch of ambers running at once. And you've got the time to build it. That's what we're going to show you today. I'm doing this in creative, and I'm pulling all of the parts out of creative menu, but none of the things we're doing today are hard to make. And again, I will link the pertinent tutorials down in the description. So I have here a maximum compact machine. Compact machine, if you're unfamiliar with it, basically creates an interdimensional space inside of this block. Personalized shrinking device is going to take us inside. Here we go. All right, so here we are inside of a maximum size compact machine. This is where we're going to be setting up everything we saw above. The only thing I've pre-made has been the smeltery itself. Exact same design as upstairs. There's a layer of cobblestone on the bottom just so that the 9 blocks that form the base of the smeltery, which goes underneath the first layer, can be down. So it just makes it a little bit easier for you. All right, so we're going to start by setting up the first parts here. So we're going to go ahead with the components that we would need to get started with making the amber itself. We're going to start with a couple different things here. Acorns. Excellent. All right, let's get those in here. That out of the way for now. That, and the last one should be mulch. All right, so very first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to set a chest down. Right? This is where our sapling is going to go, the thing that runs basically the entire setup. We're not going to put the sapling in yet, though. Okay? We're going to go ahead first, and we're going to put an item extraction cable on the front of that, and we're going to put a trash void in front. The reason we want to do this first is if we don't, it may start pulling out components we want to keep and start throwing them directly into the trash. So we're going to click on our item extraction cable. We're going to make our transfer rate maximum so it gets stuff out of the way. It's on blacklist, which is good because we want to blacklist acorns. Oh, let me grab the other two. We're going to want to blacklist resin and amber. Amber should not come back through here, but again, to be on the safe side, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and blacklist it. So now everything except these 3 items will be pulled into the trash void from our sapling. And now that we've got that set up, we can go ahead and put our sapling in, and that's going to go ahead and start getting things going for us. We'll start building. As you can see, it's only keeping the acorns and the resin. All right. So now we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a control. Set that here. It's the controller and the network. Right. So that's just one space apart. That's all the room you need for those. Okay. And then we're going to take another chest and we're going to set it here, which is in front of it. Okay. And then that's all we're going to need for those. We're not going to need the trash void anymore. Not going to need that. Not going to need the saplings. We are going to need a few other things. So we are going to need our green cable. We're going to need our yellow cable. Okay, so that's a storage export cable and a processing cable. We're going to need levers. We're going to need our auto crafter. Right? Okay. Got that component down. And let's see. Next step is going to be the auto crafter here. This chest is not going to be used. It's just to hold things. For right now, the parts we're needing. It's not part of this setup. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pick a storage export cable and connect it to this chest. Okay? And we're going to make it a lower number so that it's a higher priority. It's going to pull the amber out into that one first. Okay? Now, on top of this is where we're going to get our energy. Grab some energy. Well, actually, we'll do it this way. Grab a battery. A battery here, yes, and energy extraction cables. So we're going to put a battery to above, energy extraction cable into that. That's what's going to be our power source. Okay. And then next thing we're going to need is an item transfer node and a GPS. Okay. And we're going to take an item extraction cable, put it on top of this. We're going to put our item wireless on top of that. And now all the items that come out of here will be moved over into the smeltery. So to move it into the smeltery, we're going to put a chest here. Right. We're going to go ahead and break a block real quick just so I can get underneath and grab our item extraction cable. That'll connect that into there. Cobblestone. That hole. Then we're going to take a GPS, which to be honest, we only need one. Have that. We're going to right click on this chest. And we're going to take it over here. We're going to set that in that first spot. So now anything that pulls in this chest will move over here. You could manually just run piping over there if you wanted to, but I'm showing you this in case you're in your one area where you're building is very different than the rest of your area. Okay? So you have this all here. That is all set up pretty much ready to go. The only thing we haven't done is connect our processing cable. And there's a reason for that. We have to come back. That's actually one of the last things we're going to do. Because to get this running, we're going to need some power. So now we're going to work on power. So over here, we're going to go ahead and grab what we need to get our power setup going. And that's going to be automating lava. Some of this. That. Fluid first. A stack of cobblestone. Okay. So same kind of situation. We're going to go over here. We're going to put our drum first here. And then our fluid extraction cable is going to go underneath. So it's going to pull lava into there. But we also want to put one on top because we're going to pull lava out to run our geothermal. And that's there. So we're going to have a fluid transfer in this next space. And then in front of that will be our cauldron. So that's going to put the cauldron right there. We're not going to put the cauldron on yet. We're going to drop a cobblestone generator. I'm using tier 5 because it produces cobblestone the fastest. The higher the generator, the better you're going to be able to have your automated lava system. Next, on top of that, we're going to put an automatic user. And whichever you want to have it facing the drum. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our cauldron, which has now got a torch under it. Another fluid extraction cable, which will pull our lava into there. We're going to want to go up, move this up. We want to go up 2 spaces so it doesn't connect with this pipe and cause any problems. And then this is where we're going to put our geothermal. So now this lava is going to come in here and power our geothermal generator. Very easy. Right? Now, it's all set up, ready to go. We just need to kickstart the system. You can see it's already building up cobblestone. Got on 0 tick delay, so it's going to go quickly, but it doesn't have any power to run it. So we're going to take some cobblestone and throw a bunch in there. Now, by doing that, you'll see that it's already, once you get it going and get just a little bit of power to run your automatic user, it just kicks the cycle. And that is now going to permanently make lava, keeping your smeltery fully lavaed, and it's also going to give you a power source that you can use to run anything else in here that you want. Let's look at those. This, grab our power source, this, and another GPS. We're going to take that, put it on the side, you can put it on the top, whichever's easier for you. Put it in there. We're going to take our GPS, we're going to connect it to this battery, just like we did a moment ago. We're going to put that in here, put that up here, transfer rate maximum, and now once we get it up and going, it's going to transfer power once this is full. This has to fill up first, but once our automatic user is full, it'll then start overflowing into this. Another reason we want to get it going early while we're working on the last parts. So this automatic is completely done now. This is set to go. So the last thing that we want to do is we want to build up our simple storage. Now I'm going to show this 2 ways. The first way is I'm going to show you how we normally did it before, which is how we had it upstairs. Let's look at that first. We're not going to need any power for that. Not going to need any cobblestone. We are going to need some of our blue chests. Grab those. Work. So now we need items coming out of the smeltery, pouring coming into here. All right, let's go ahead and get that set up. So we're going to need some clocks, and we're going to need item extraction cables and item cables. Get those going first, and we'll grab a wireless and one GPS. Okay, so we're going to take our clocks. We're going to put them here. That's going to automatically pour this when we need it to. Now, underneath of that, we're going to put our item extraction cables, one on each table, and that's going to pull the items out. Because I'm a little limited in space here, I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to move a chest here. So this, all of the iron bars that's created by the iron amber way over there is going to all pull out and pour directly into this block. Now, if we have a simple storage, which is what we're going to build again, go ahead and, extra block there. Grab a simple storage. That, yes, that. We could go ahead and say, all right, I'm going to build a simple storage and I'm going to put it over here. Right? Yes, that looks better. That there. And I can have a chest on this side. And I'm going to wirelessly connect these things. Item extraction cable. Item transfer node. Over here to this chest. Shift right click to give it coordinates. Put that inside. And that's going to take, like I said, all of that iron ingots that's going to pour out of here, move it wirelessly to this chest, okay, which I'm going to connect this, and this. So here we have storage link cable. That's going to move the iron into the storage itself. Then on this side, I'm going to drop a filing cabinet, and in that filing cabinet, I'm going to put one filing folder that I've already synced to iron ingots. Then I'm going to connect another storage link cable to that. All the things are going to pour out of there, move over into this chest, and directly into our storage request table. So we'll have access to it. We're going to assume that this that it's connected to would be our primary simple storage, the one that we're going to craft out of and we have connected to our entire inventory for step one. So we're looking at that. So everything is pretty much up and ready to go. All we need now is to kickstart the amber itself. So let's get that going. What we're going to need is I'm going to need amber. I'm going to need acorns. I'm going to need resin. I'm going to need, and I've already got the auto crafter down, so I'm going to need my processing cables. I'm going to need a lever. All right, and now we have enough power to get this all up and running. So we're going to do this in a specific order to make sure that it works. First, we're going to come over here, and we're going to connect to our chest here one of the storage link cables, the regular ones. You can see we've got a lot of acorn and resin building up there, which is good. They're now visible inside the simple storage. Next, we're going to do the auto crafter first. It's very important that you set up the auto crafter before you put down a processing cable. So you're going to go inside your auto crafter. Okay, just getting some power here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in the pattern for iron amber. Of course, 5 resin and 4 acorns. That is set to go. We're then going to change it to requires redstone, and we're going to connect a lever on the front in the off position. Now we've done that, we're ready to go ahead and put in our processing cable. Connect that here. This UI is a little bit different. So first thing we need is the right components to make. So we need 5 iron resin in a stack and 4 iron acorns in a stack. You're going to take those and click that anywhere on the left-hand side, because this is saying we want 5 resin and 4 acorn to process through at the same time. This will create a situation where you're not going to have that clogging like you normally will have if you're just running straight into an auto packager. On the right-hand side, we're going to go ahead and click with an iron amber, letting it know that it needs to pull an iron amber back out and put it into the system. So now if we go look at our auto crafter, you'll see it only pulled iron resin. It didn't pull the acorn. You have to kickstart the first one. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on. Okay. We're going to go in here. We're going to take our 4 iron acorn, set that down. Now, as you can see on the right, it is just making a ton of iron amber. It's putting that iron amber back into the system, which is going to be this blue chest, and then it's going to immediately be pulling it back out into this chest and feeding it into this one. See it up there? And that chest drops it directly into our smeltery. So now we have this set up. As long as we did it in that exact order, it will be feeding pre-made amber into your smeltery. Now, once that's done, we want it to pour out. So the last thing we need to get that doing is going to be our 2 ingot casts. And we're going to set those in. And then as soon as there's enough amber, the redstone clocks will activate the faucets and immediately start pouring the iron in, which will then move it into this chest and take it over into our simple storage network. There it is. It's pouring now. We go over here and we take a look. We have 3 iron ingots. We'll give it a minute because 2 have already come over. Processes through pretty quickly. Now we have 5. So we have set this up where as long as that sapling's putting stuff through and it's got power, which it should from the auto lava, this is going to consistently make you iron ingots non-stop. And move them into your inventory. Then you can go back and forth as needed and take them out. So that's how I have it set on the outside of the compact machine. But inside the compact machine, I set it up this way because inside here, because I'm going to show you something a little bit different. So let's just say hypothetically, you wanted to have a compact machine with this setup in it for every type of amber in the game. That's usable in a smeltery. Diamond amber and lapis amber are about useless. But for any of the iron and the different metals that can be smelted in a smeltery, say you want one of these for all of them. Well, obviously, fitting them all inside a compact machine is hard. And if you mix them all in one smeltery, you're going to get some different ores or different type of metals and such than you may actually want to have. So what you can do then is, let's go ahead and pull this GPS out. We're going to go ahead and break that and break that. So now the iron ingots are going to just start building in this chest. Because now they can't get into our system here. So we're going to do this. We're going to go in here and we're going to take tunnels and an iron extraction cable. All right? So we're going to take a tunnel. We're going to right click that on the wall right here. Now, if you look in the top in the blue square, it says down, which means right now it's feeding the items out the bottom of the compact machine. Clicking right will cycle through. So down, up, left, north, south, east, west, and so on. I want it facing up. Then I'm going to take an item extraction cable. I'm going to connect it to that tunnel. So now it is feeding all of the iron that was in this chest into a tunnel going up outside of this compact machine. And let's see why that can be helpful. Grab this, and we'll go back out. And here we are back outside. So now, the items that we're looking at are coming outside of this compact machine. We're going to put an item extraction cable on top of that. We're going to go ahead and take a wireless node, set that on top of that. Oops. Crank that up to process all the way. We're going to need one more GPS. And we're going to sync that over here to the chest that's feeding into our primary simple storage. The network that is going to be, we're going to be using for all of our regular crafting in the game. And then we take this GPS and put it in there. And now all the iron ingots that are feeding up out of this, easily, all the iron ingots that are feeding up out of the block are now going to automatically come over into here, feeding in this system. Now, of course, this is as well, so it's going to be harder to notice it, but it's going to be automatically pulling the items out of this compact machine. So you could have a compact machine sitting here in a row for every type of ingot in the game that's smeltable. And it will automatically smelt those all inside of here, which you can right-click on to take a look. It's putting all of that together, and instead of putting it into a primary simple storage, it's just moving it out into our regular storage. Every one of these compact machines could be feeding into this. So that's 2 different ways you can set it up. If you just want to have one smelter, and you want to go in and just occasionally jump in here and change the recipe to a different amber, you can do that. Nothing wrong with that at all. The infinite lava is going to keep that running as long as you have the materials going through. You can just switch out your sapling and your recipe. Or if you want to do it, like I said, a little bit more permanent, you can create a compact machine for each one of those processes leading out and into your simple storage. So then when you go into your regular simple storage over here, everything that you have coming from every one of those compact machines will just be in here, and you can access every single one of them at one shot. So a couple different ways to set this up, but this way of setting up the automatic smeltery system is much superior to the one I posted before, using the redstone clocks instead of users in many situations, getting rid of all the multiple packagers and auto crafters. This way is a little bit more streamlined, and it eliminates that clogging issue that we run into so frequently when just using packagers automatically. All right. So again, I'm going to link multiple tutorials down in the description, how to build and use a smeltery, how to make automated lava, how to run simple storage networks, how to use compact machines. I will have all of those linked in the bottom, so if you've not seen those or you need help with any one of those individual steps, you can see the tutorial on that specifically. But if you do have any questions about this tutorial or any of my tutorials, please be sure to let me know. You can do that by putting it down in the comments section here, as well as any recommendations or suggestions for other tutorials that you would like to see in Sky Factory 4. I'm always looking for new ideas. You can also go to my website, OnlydravenGaming.com, and there at the bottom of the homepage is a place where you can submit questions, suggestions, or feedback via email. You'll also find links to all my social media accounts, my streaming schedule, all my tutorials and videos that I've put out, the ODG store for cool ODG merch, and a lot of other awesome resources that you may find helpful. So I do recommend checking out the website. But that's going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.